The following broadcast is brought to you by Mad Dog TV, a Dogphibian Entertainment Limited company.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome again to Dangerous Mondays. Happy New Year, everybody, and thanks for joining me again. The first broadcast of 2017. Is it going to be a good year? Probably not. But let's look on the bright side. We're not dead yet. So, hello. Right, so what are we doing here? Private group, Selezen like. So, yeah. It's been New Year. It's a whole different year now. We left 2017 behind, now we're at left 2016 behind, now we're at 2017. So I thought that tonight would start as a mean to go on, exploring the galaxy. I might actually use one of the features of the game and actually plot my course around the galaxy now. And we'll see where we go. But, yeah. I thought we'd have a bit of a... I might muse over a couple of things tonight. In particular, maybe sort of what I intend to do this year. What we're going to get up to on this stream and what we're going to get up to on the YouTubes and just what we're going to get up to in real life as well, maybe. Plans that I have, things I'd like to do. Let's have some pipe dreams that we can set unrealistic goals for this year. Why not? Why mix it up? You know, that's what we've done the last few years. Open galaxy map.
Stellar cartography.
You're just about to see that, Garzini. So that's where Colonia is, it? Yeah, I'm kind of making a bit of a run that way anyway, aren't I? Shall I stop by Colonia on the way around? So I'm thinking of what I might do tonight is actually make some waypoints to get me around the galaxy. So I'm thinking about just going sort of around this bit. So I'm here at the moment, this is my next waypoint. This is going to take forever, isn't it? So I've just skipped around this arm. click that. What the hell? Open system map.
System cartography.
Open galaxy map.
Stellar cartography.
Shadow Nephilim X, thank you for the follow. Very kind of you, sir. Psycho Cow! Happy New Year, mate. How are you doing? Pleasure to see you, as always.
This
Ooh. Added EDDI, yep, that's cool. It does, yep, I use EDDI quite a lot. Where are you? I'm there. See next time long. Yes, next to Dangerous is unrealistic goal. Get trade elite, yep. My unrealistic goal is to buy a python. That's it. That's all I want. Have a new year, have a new year. Get that thing bored every time I met. Well, hopefully I'll be less boring than cooking, Grant. I do try to be less boring than cooking. At the minute, I'm plotting courses on a map, so I'm not doing a particularly great job at being less boring. That's Wiku. Edit. Main waypoint 5. Oh, thank you very much. I'm happy you're happy. I do try. I don't want to spiral into the centre, do I? I want to try and, but I do want to try and keep it as quick as I can, so I might skip to this one then. We're going to go there. That's Zuni. Edit. Main waypoint 6. Save. Ooh. Does your map show where I'm compared to you in game? Yeah, if you're logged in and you're in my group, it should show you where we are in relation to each other. It's like when you have young children, you spend a day looking after them, they're meeting another adult. Yeah, that sounds more accurate. I would never describe myself as an adult, at least not in polite company. Jeffrey Ramsbottom the third, thank you for the follow. 0.7. Jeffrey Ramsbottom, Garzini again. Hello. Marvellous. And then sort of skip down to the next arm. Skip over. Hopefully that should be possible to do. That's Aod Gorks, good name. Waypoint 8. Save. And skip to the next arm. Right, so that's our route plotted all the way around. So that's where I'm going. I now have a route. I might nip there. I might nip to Colonia. Because I haven't been there yet. Although, how are you supposed to get to it? Interesting. Arizak. Right, so now I have a route. Close galaxy map.
Exiting map.
We have a route. We're sorted. Ready to go. You've been scarce lately. I missed a couple of Mondays. I wouldn't say I've been scarce. I've been around. If you're subscribed to the channel, not subscribed, if you're following the channel and you've got notifications switched on, you should have had a couple where I've been nipping on. I may not have done every Monday, but I've tried to get on as much as I can. Try to get on once a week, and I think I've managed to do it pretty much. Oh god, my tracker's gone again. You know, I have to say, I'm not overly impressed with this second version of the Ed tracker. It does not stay centered at all. Right, let's go. Raise landing gear.
Retracting landing gear.
Boost.
Boosting now.
thing I have done is calibrated the magnetometer on the edge tracker, which has given me more range of movement and more reliable way of using these panels, which is nice because it means I'm not just having to thingy. Yeah, I'm a bit puzzled as to how to try and sort that with this one, because there's not a lot I can do with the temperature unless I actually strap a fan to it. It's going to be a bit difficult to manage. Oh yeah, jump.
Jumping.
Pardon me. So I'm not content with speaking to me on chat, but if it's on game chat as well, over near Polaris, it means nothing to me. I knew where Polaris was, as far as I'm concerned. System map.
System map.
Nothing. Bagger all. Close system map.
Leaving map.
Oh, no. Right, put music on the other.
Exiting map.
Data corrupted. Okay. Jump.
Engaging jump.
Server related. Had any more luck with your 3D printer? No, I haven't. I haven't really had the... I would like to say I just haven't had the time. I haven't seen the time or the inclination to try it, for a while. I've just been busy and I've been actually spending quite a lot of time this week just trying to focus on family stuff. Obviously I don't get much time off work, and when I'm not working I'm either up in the office working on the RPG or procrastinating about something. And obviously with the 3D, the stuff I'm trying to do with the YouTube channel and a lot of different things I'm trying to do, there's quite a lot of time being spent mucking about in my room. So what I've tried to do this last week or so is just spend some time with family, keep my wife company, do things with my son if I can, although he's too busy with his bloody girlfriend to do anything with anybody, and try and sort administrative things out with the other wayward stepson, but he doesn't want to listen to what anyone wants to talk about anyway, so open system map.
System
Not worried about
cartography.
it too much, but what I am more worried about than anything else is obviously my wife, who is suffering from pretty much every illness you can think of that comes along at the moment. So just trying to check on her health, make sure she's okay, and trying to catch things myself. Although it has been an interesting couple of weeks because I've caught everything myself that's been going around. So between being ill, being busy, spending time with the family, and Christmas and New Year stuff, no, I haven't had a lot of time to look at the 3D printer and try and sort out what's wrong with it. Which is a bugger because I was hoping to have actually at least investigated it, and then once all the New Year holidays got out of the way. Let's see if I can get in touch with the Eagle Moss and see if they can, if there is anything that's fixing or replacing, then see if they can fix or replace it for me. Jump.
Engaging jump drive.
I actually managed to spend some time the other day getting some videos online that I've done a while ago. Obviously I've spoke before about them. One of the things I'm trying to do this year is try and do some more diverse things with the YouTube channel. I quite enjoyed doing some of the review stuff that I did last year and recording it and putting it online, and quite enjoyed some of the response I got from it, which is all quite positive, which was good. And obviously the more technical ones seem to have gone down particularly well, so I'm thinking about trying to do things a little bit more technical on my YouTube channel rather than just playing games. The Pine 64 build went well, so I'm going to see about other similar types of things and other reviews. This is taking a long time. Have we lost server connection? Bifford seems to have replaced his M with a dot. Next arm down and right a bit. Look at your map for me. I will do if I ever get out of hyperspace. Hey! Thought we're never getting out of there. Have we got server issues tonight or something? If I can't get exploration data through and I can't connect to the server, there's not a lot of point in playing an exploration game, is there? Open galaxy map.
Stellar cartography.
Yeah, Bifford, if you're in my group, your icon should be appearing. But it is not. Sorry, Biff, you're not there. Oh, alright, that explains it. Close map. Close galaxy map.
Closing map.
Jump.
Jump.
Oh dear. Elite crush are not on ropes. Why the Python as a goal? Do you like the shape, or is it the versatility it provides while still being on a medium pad? Well, I've always liked the Python as a shape. Flying it in Frontier was good, and flying it in Uli was good. And it's like, I think, in my opinion, next to the Cobra, it's the quintessential elite shape. It's the freighter. It was the freighter that was always there. It was the freighter that was always the one that you wanted to get a hold of. And it always looked fairly cool when you were flying it. I like the shape, I like the look of it, I like its lines, I like the way it flies, from what I've heard. And I just like it as a shape. I like the fact that there's a wireframe skin for it now, which I have bought. And I've heard lots of good things about it. Fiery Toad extolled its virtues, and I quite enjoyed watching the way that it was flying for him when he was using it. Open system map.
System map.
So his reviews were good. Oh, nothing interesting. No. Keep to my pledge. I'm only going to explore if there's something interesting. Closed system map.
Closing map.
Just give me a sec here.
Confirm.
Wow. I like the fact that it's a multi-role ship. I can customise it and do things to it that will make it work as an explorer ship, or as a combat ship, or as a cargo ship. The cargo thing I think is the main thing, so I am wanting to make a lot of money, so using a Python as a cargo ship initially is going to be one of the better things I can do, apparently. Jump.
Engaging jump.
My computer's behaving very strangely today. Oh my god! It's unstable as hell tonight, isn't it? It was the ship of choice for most during the Hutton CG. Yeah, that's what I mean. It seems to get a lot of positive feedback from it, and it's a pretty good little ship. Oh, God. Okay, right. I think both are exact. It's the pinnacle of pretty much everything you can think of. Right, I'm going to try it again. I'll try it for a few minutes. I'll try a couple of times, see if I can get on. And if not, I'm not going to fight with a loading screen all night. I'm not going to do that. I'll play something else. I know it's Dangerous Monday, but if Dangerous isn't there, then it's going to be something less Dangerous Monday. Oh dear. I'm quite tempted to do that anyway at the minute, because it does seem to be particularly off its face tonight. It's fine. Okay. A Stealth VR for Christmas. Awesome sauce. It's possible to hook it to PC for pseudo 3D, but the orientation was foobarred. Had to face the floor to look straight ahead. Not great. Right, I'll try one more thing. I'll exit completely. And then I'll log back in completely, and I'll see if that sorts the problem out. If it doesn't sort the problem out, if it's a proper problem with their actual server at the moment, then I'm not going to battle with it. As I said, I'm not going to keep fighting and have you watching a loading screen for the rest of the night. I'll do something more impressive. I'll play something different. I have a variety of things that I can play. And I'll leave it up to you guys on there to what I actually do. What did you think of the festive countdown on the Frontier store? What did you think of the skins? In my opinion, they were a decent price for what you were getting. You know, the chrome ones and the fancy ones tend to be a little bit expensive. But these ones were actually offered at a decent price, which I think is a reasonable price to ask for these things. I think asking a £5 or a £10 for one skin is actually completely out of order. So £3 for a skin, nice, I like it. I wasn't impressed overly much with the chrome, the lack of range. In having chrome and wireframe as the only options you could have was a bit sad, and limiting it to one ship was a bit sad. I think having multiple ships or having a couple of different skins for each one would have been much better, or having a variety of options like different colours or something else. It should have been free. I did kind of wander around that idea at one point, whether having them as a free thing would have been good. It would have been as far as it being a festive countdown, but it was never called a festive giveaway. It was called a festive countdown. And I suppose Frontier are trying to make money out of this game. Well, that's further than we got before. But yeah, and I thought they were okay. I bought a few of them. I mostly bought wireframe ones. I bought the Chrome Sidewinder for both my accounts, and I've bought the Chrome Cobra Mark IV. Where's my HUD? No, I'm not thinking it. Open galaxy map. Open galaxy map.
Stellar cartography.
Open system map.
System cartography.
No, I haven't jumped yet. Close system map.
Closing map.
Jump.
Jumping to light speed.
Yeah, I bought most of the wireframe ones. I haven't bought anything for the bigger, massive, huge, awesome ships. Like the cutter and the things like that. I bought the wireframe for the Anaconda. It's the biggest one I bought. I haven't bought the... As I say, I've gone for most of the wireframes. Well, Arakzak, what gives it away is if you look roughly centre of the screen now, that's the infographic from my ship, which will tell you what ship I have. They call me Fish Face. Jump.
Preparing for jump.
Seems I've got a much better connection this time. Looking at another... What do you mean look at another window? If you're watching listening to me, then you solely listen and watch me. You should be looking at anything else. Including your family. I'm only kidding. I mean, I think that the other sarky thing I could say is that I've been flying the same ship on this exploration mission for about the last... How long have I been doing this now? Is it 4, 5, 6 months? I mean, it was originally called Exploring the Galaxy, so... Open system map.
System map.
Lots and lots and lots of boring things. Again. Close system map.
Exiting map.
Jump.
Engaging jump.
But you should be. I don't feel confident people are watching every move. But they do. Shadow Nephilim X. You can have Elite Dangerous in VR. You can have it on Oculus Rift. You can have it on, is it the HTC Vive does it as well. You can also use things like Samsung Gear and all the different things, that, like Google Cardboard things, to put it on your ear. put it on your face with your phone. We've used an app called Trinus Lite, or Trinus VR. My good friend Colin Ford has done a few videos on this very concept, which you can have a look at if you do a search for Phoenix Defire, Phoenix space DFIRE on YouTube. If somebody could provide a link, that would be lovely. Now the old songs. Hang on, just have a quick look myself. Oh.
Activating shield cell.
What? I don't have a shield cell. There you go. That's my matey Bob Colin Ford doing Oculus Thrift, as he calls it, which is I think it's the Google Cardboard. I mean, I have a machine that I did a YouTube review on. A little tubery that is very, very good for this sort of thing as well. In fact, what I'll do is have a quick look for that on my channel. My channel. Playlists. Reviews. ShineCon VR headset. Quiet. Go. Right, the first video that I've posted on there, that's Colin Ford's Oculus Thrift, which is trying to get Elite Dangerous working on Trinus VR. Apparently there are quite a few issues with Trinus's tracking, but if you make sure you calibrate it properly, apparently it works okay. I don't know what the latest version is like. The quality, I don't know what the quality is like, so... Jump.
Jump.
Yeah, and the second one that I've posted there is my review of the Koiko ShineCon 3D VR headset, which is a lovely headset. It's hanging over there. You might just be able to see it on the camera, actually. No, you can't, because it's not frame. Oh.
Locking onto target.
Oh. Oh. Fucking hell.
Taking care of landing modules.
No, Orion, I said fucking hell. Fuck. Fuck off. Right, I'll try and log in again. Yes, Jeffrey. Or no. You know what? I've had enough. I'm not going to fight with this thing all night. It's not even been an hour yet and we've had 4 crashes, so I'm not going to be going any further into this. So, in that case, does anybody have any preference on what else we play? I'll give you a list of what I've got and what I'm currently actually in the middle of playing. So, I'm quitting out of Elite. I'm not playing this anymore, but it's going to be stupid like this. So I'm going to close voice attack. Oh dear. So yeah, what other games could we have a go at? I'm not doing the RPG. I'll tell you what I've got, shall I? I have, that I'm currently playing at the moment, I have Fallout 4, Planet Coaster, Viscera Cleanup Detail, Space Hulk Deathwing, which I'm a little bit worried about playing online because it may not work very well. Because it's at the very, very top end of... Well, my computer's at the very, very bottom end of its compatibility lists. So, yeah. I can't do the RPG Arcs arc. I have too much work to do on it to actually play it at the moment. I need to do the whole rewrite thing. And I would rather... I have done a little bit of rewriting since the new year. And I want to just sort that out then. But I also want to... do something simple this evening rather than having to faff around trying to work out what I'm going to do for an RPG session. This is my playing time, not my working time. And the way things are at the moment, the RPG is working time. Alright, we're doing well then. So we've got 3 different votes for 3 different things. Or 4 if you include Assassin's Creed. Which I don't have! I do have Assassin's Creed 3, but I don't actually like it all that much. So I've got Assassin's Creed 3 free. Alright, I should maybe do a vote thing. Can I do a vote thing? How do you do a vote thing? Bigger camera and Lego. That's actually doable, to be honest. I could just point the camera down, and I could switch to this view. Point the camera down there. Right, we've got 2 votes for Planet Coaster anyway. Lego Rangers, if only. I'm just waiting for word coming out that Lego have actually got a license for Elite Dangerous models from Frontier. That would be the best license ever. There's 3 viewers. And me. Can't even look at the viewer list. That's worse than usual. We have Arik, Zach, Bifford, Commander something, Commander Moonprayer, Jeffrey Ramsbottom, Psycho Cow, Richard Beck, and Shadow Nephilim. That's not 3. Yes, the new Lego Batman film does look a lot of fun, actually. Okay, we've had two votes for Planet Coaster then. Shall we go with Planet Coaster? Yeah, let's fire up a bit of Planet Coaster then. What I will have to do before I do that is close down some of the other things that run, because Planet Coaster is a bit heavy on the old processor. Close down the music. Open up thingy. You got a preference for what we play, Richard? Are you okay with a session of Planet Coaster? Right, that's that closed. That's that closed. Change sessions on T-board. That's 3 votes for Planet Coaster. So we're Planet Coastering, guys. Which suits me. Planet Coaster.
Heyo. Hey.
I have 2. I have 2 saves. I have Selezen World and I have Selezen Wonderland. Selezen Wonderland is the festive stream that I did, and Selezen World is the sort of game I was playing to try and get the hang of how things work. So, do you want to take a look at my big park? So, I'm going to say yes. Let's have a look. So I don't know if I'm proud of this, but I'm pleased with it. Got to start by EDDI telling me my landing pad 6 was at my 11 o'clock event with the green lights on right. Right, I don't need the joysticks, so I can move them out of the way. Do you think, I know there's not a lot of you guys here at the moment, Bob, so somebody mentioned doing a Lego build. Do you think there's an interest for that kind of thing? I know Playpay did one. He's done a few Lego builds in his time. Is it something that you'd find interesting? I do have lots of Lego sets. I can actually disconnect myself from the computer now and take this stupid thing off. So I have let's flick over to that for a moment. I have this set. So I'm having to try and see where it is on the screen, which is difficult to do from when you're behind. I have that to build, which is loads and loads of cars and a transporter, which is cool. So it's like 3 sets in one. That's pretty cool. Could do something with that. Alternative. If I can work out where I put it. I'll take the camera for this one. You can see that. You can just see the side of it there. It's 2 fighter jets, a hangar, and a bipod. It's like an aircraft scene. Lots of little figures. You can't get the cable any further out than that. I have that. There's a bit of a small build. Quite happy to do those builds on stream one night. So yeah, I could do something like that at one point. So here's my my first park, which is rather extensive on the top level. So you can see it's quite busy. Took ages to get these things actually doing something. I've gone for a bit of a castle theme. Based on the fact that, other than Space Lego, Castle Lego was my favourite Lego when I was growing up. Oh, greatest. If I was doing Lego, yes, it'd be Creative Stream, yeah. So it's quite busy. doing well. What we also have is we have another part, because we have, if we go along this road here, which clips a little, if we go along this road here, we have the river, and down a set of staircases until up to see the extent of the river and the bridges that go across it. So that's the railway bridge to the next level, and we can also go down here into the tunnel of love. So we go underground. I'm not entirely sure, I've never actually tried to do this before. Can I do it? Probably not. Let's give it a try. Easy way to do this is actually just clip on someone's head and follow someone down. But I want to do this the proper way. We're now deep underground now. It did work, I'm actually going to get through it. Ah, clip in. It worked. And then so down here, there's the station to get off. So in answer to that question, Bifford, the train takes you around, down the bridges, and up here. Oops. And there's the cliff that goes up where the train is, up and round. But then here we have the castle! Woo! It's a castle! I built a castle! Which is getting busier. It wasn't busy at all at one point because I didn't have this path that went down through the rock. All I had was the railway, and I was wondering why it was dead quiet and losing money, and it was because there was no path. But I also realised that the staff that are down here don't have any way of getting in and out of the park because they won't use the train. So it was necessary to have some paths. So yeah, there's your park so far. It's sunset. This is why I like Planet Coaster, because of these sunsets. They're absolutely bloody gorgeous. Yeah, so we'll just wait for the sun to come back up. So we'll just put it brown, because I think I've got this set not to do anything at night. Yes, our exact haunted castle. Haunted with the ghost of my ambitions. I'll just set the light which makes it a lot easier. I'm running in sandbox mode obviously, so you know I'm not bothered with profit or anything. So yeah, there we have the castle part of the park in its own little valley. Opposite of what most castles were built on. We have the river, which is similarly to the way that I did the Christmas stream. I just dug out a river valley, and then filled it with water, and then built things over it. A little cave in there. I haven't told you what to do with it. And the planned third area of the park is here, which I've flattened out ready for another bit of park. So another station there, and then we'll have another bit of park around there. To do what with, I don't know. I'm thinking about making this maybe a bit of a water-based thing. That was why I did the log flume on the festive stream, to practice with actually building coasters from scratch rather than using the stock built ones, of which I have 2 here. What I did want to try and do is actually make a coaster that does a loop, because I've not done a loop on a coaster yet. And obviously I want to try and integrate this great wall into it as well. So I mean, I was thinking about starting the coaster, like an actual proper coaster, somewhere around here. Richard Begg, good. Goodbye. Sorry, not good. Sorry to see you go, mate. Glad. Thank you for watching so far. Sorry that the Elite Dangerous thing didn't work out this evening, but oh, that is point. Need to do something quickly. Okay, and switch off Spinny Selezen. But thanks for watching, dude. Hopefully catch you next week if you're around. Summerwood Westworld yet? Not yet, as far as I'm aware. Where's the music gone anyway? Settings, soundtrack. Not muted game soundtrack, it should be on. Okay. So we'll have a look around here, see what's going on. You see we've got a lot of things going on in the park. Now I'm quite impressed, because my computer's not the most powerful in the world. It's 2 years old and it was at the kind of minimum spec for a few things at that point as well. It was an old card. But it's handling the park quite well. I mean, that's a lot of AI speed going around. And there's no stuttering or anything. No lag. So from a technical point of view, I'm quite impressed with how Planet Coaster has turned out. He's a happy worker. Look, grin. He's a happy worker. He's a happy worker. Happy worker. Happy if busy worker. He looks happy as well. Oh, he's got a big thing in front of his shop. There's a souvenir shop that says Brave and Bubble is a fucking opening. Bottleneck there. Is that better for you? Oh, really, Psycho Kid? I'm sorry to hear that. What's the problem with it? Ease it up slightly. Don't far for that was a bit silly. Editor. See, I can agree with that. There's a lot of things to do editing-wise and scenery-wise with it, and that, I think, to be honest, that's actually why I like it. round out the path a bit. Seven hours running for what? I think the only downside of this game is the path building can be a bit screwy. So yeah, that should hopefully sort a few things out on there. Put the galaxy. You can fly above it about 2 kilometers if on a planet, then land and use a swarm machine. You can drive into them if you drive a long way. How to know which planet is it? Mission, data node scan. Go to the nav beacon and scan that. Ooh, I didn't know that. Clean glasses. So, good evening, Fluffy Bun. How have you been? That sorted out some of the congestion around there anyway. That's a lot quieter than it was, because there's now a second route to get down. It's not quite as stepped as it was before. Dark Smart, how you doing, mate? Apologies that it's not Elite tonight, guys. To those of you who's just joined, Elite Dangerous is playing funny buggers with some people this evening, including me. And yeah, I've had enough. I've had enough of restarting. Feeling I should maybe bring some of that rock up a bit closer to that path. It's a bit more kind of integrated into that rock face, maybe. Okay, that's a little better. Working fine now, is it? Okay, in that case then, let's have a look. So I'll save me park. Quit. Remember Cell when we were a veritable fountain of knowledge in Elite Game? No, I don't remember that at all. Remember you were. I remember that I've never really been a particularly great font of knowledge. I was always asking for help. Spin your Selezen back on. Voice attack back on. Wire my head back up without unplugging my bloody thing. Okay. All right.
Affirmative. Slowing to a full stop.
Music back on. Play. Random. Elite. Is there a picture now of you, Bifford? shall we try this again? No, because the flipping head dropper still doesn't want to play a fucking game. There. Where am I? Open galaxy map.
Stellar cartography.
Closed system map.
Leaving map.
Closed system map.
Exiting map.
Jump.
Engaging jump drive.
Let's see if we can maintain a stable connection now, can we? For the last half hour or so. Right, the description for this one's going to be interesting. Open system map.
System cartography.
Nothing. Closed system map.
Closing map.
Jump.
Jumping to light speed.
Bloody head tracker. It's gone on the piss again. Bimbling around the galaxy. That's a great description for what I'm doing. Yes, I am indeed just bimbling around the galaxy. No, I'm not doing anything particular. I'm just having a cruise round. If you want anything to do with my plan, it's essentially just going round the galactic core, rather than going through the galactic core, which is what everybody else does, and then goes to see that Sage thing. Open system map.
System map.
They all look like metal. That looks like it might be interesting. Yeah, we'll have a quick look around this one. Closed system map.
Leaving map.
We'll do something in this session at least. Bimble, bimble, bimble. inner space, bimbling free. The bimbles of Bimbledon, common are we. No, Jeff, it's not. Stargate is just another black hole, the same as all the rest, with very minimal actual interaction. I'm seriously gonna have to stop. Do something about this fucking headband thing. Have you seen my waypoint map, Jeff? Open galaxy map.
Stellar cartography.
There's me. There's my next stop. And there's my route around the galaxy. So I'm going to there, then I'm going to there, then I'm going to there, and I might go there if I can get to it. Then I'm going to go there, 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 then home. Yay! Closed system map.
Closing map.
Closed system map.
Exiting map.
So I did say that I was going to have a bit of a mumble about what I'm going to be doing this year, what my plans are, what my my goals are. New Year's resolutions, you might want to say, but I don't call them that because they're just I don't do them. Yeah, I mean this year, as I said at the tail end of last year and sort of through some of the things last year, I want to try and expand my YouTube channel. I'm trying to do a bit more little off the cuff, quick video things that I can do in an hour if I've got a spare hour kicking around. I've enjoyed doing some of the reviews and the build videos and unboxing stuff. I mean I've got a whole load of Loot Crate stuff that I've not unboxed yet. That I want to do as a video, and I might do it as one long video or a series of very small videos, because some of the stuff you get in them is really good, some of it's not, but it's worth sharing with the world. I said I would, so I will. I also want to do a few more reviews. I quite enjoyed doing them, and I like the feedback I get from them. I did the chair I'm sitting on here, did a review and build video of that. I've got a few things lying about tech-wise that would be good to do a review for, including a wireless microphone set for under a tenner, which I'm quite pleased with. It's not brilliant, but again, I'll do a proper review of that and say about that. Yeah, and I'm wanting to do it's not so much a build video as such, but a techie video going into the sort of stuff that I use for my computer system. The gaming system obviously is a bit of a beast in itself. I think it'd be quite interesting to do a video on that. So yeah, I just want to do a few little things, technical stuff, computer related stuff, gaming stuff, reviews and so on, which I think would just be a bit of a laugh. And anything that expands the channel and gets me some more views and some more viewers and maybe a few subscriptions would be a lovely thing to have. I've broke 14,000 views, by the way, over the new year. which I'm quite pleased with. So thank you, people who've watched these videos, and I just wish people would leave more comments. You know, leave more comments on what you like, what you don't like, and what you'd like to see, and so on. So I've got some idea what I can do, what I'm doing right in these videos. Oh, sorry. So that I can keep doing the right things to keep them interesting, because I don't want to be sitting here with boring stuff. Is the wireless microphone good enough for voice attack? Well, the set, interestingly enough, the set itself contains a microphone that is absolute pants. It is so rip-roaringly bad. It doesn't even register that you're actually speaking. Sometimes, and it doesn't pick it up at all. But if I mix it with one of the other lavalier mics that I've got, these, again, which is something I should do a review on, then it works okay. If I use this mic on it and just plug that one in, then yeah, it also works quite well. So in theory, it's something I could actually wire up to myself and actually wander around with this microphone on me, and it would work. So that's something I may do in the future. The only problem with it is you do get a certain degree of hiss, because obviously it is a wireless microphone, and I think the fact it doesn't have a condenser or any kind of noise reduction technology sort of built into it, because it is only £6, it gives a bit of hiss. So if I was going to use it, I may have to do some post-processing, or try and put something in line that would cut down the hiss. But I'll try using it one night just to see how it goes and let you see. Play more Queen. Nope, not playing any Queen. The fact that I put these onto YouTube means I can't use any copyrighted music. If I have any intent in the future of monetizing these videos, then I can't put any copyright stuff on. The music I have put on, obviously I'm using Gemma Johnson, yay, and Synaptics as people who I have got permission to use their music on my stream. And I'm using the Elite Dangerous soundtrack music because I'm using Elite Dangerous as the content of these streams, and I only use that music on Elite Dangerous streams anyway. So as the channel progresses, I will see about getting permission to use other music as well. So I'm only going to use something that I'm going to have permission for, so that I don't have to have any copyright restrictions on the videos that I put on YouTube. So things that I do specifically for YouTube don't have any music on them anyway, other than, again, mostly synaptic stuff, or stuff I've got from free music sources. Yeah, I mean, the way the wireless mic works is quite good. So all it is you have a Dubry that you plug into the computer. That bit goes into the computer. You have to put an adapter on it. You don't have actually on it at the moment. And there's an on-off switch there, and that switches on. So that that just goes into the ordinary microphone port. You then have this, which is the box that goes on your waist, and your headphone goes in there. Oops. Yeah, you got that. So your headphone plugs, your microphone plugs into there, and that's your controls there for it. So it's a dead simple bit of kit. So you can pick what you want. YouTube video I've just put on there, Arzak, is my Tiny Epic Galaxies unboxing. A solo game of Tiny Epic Galaxies. Interesting idea. The only thing I would need to do is make sure I've got enough space to play it, where I could record. That would be the only problem. Quite less legal stuff. Arzak, it's a good game. I mean, I've seen it played. I've stood and watched some people playing it for a little while. I think it was at one of the LaveCons. It wasn't LaveCon this year, but I think it was LaveCon last year. Somebody had it there and they were playing it, and it looked like a hell of a lot of fun, which is why I wanted to buy it. And I've been looking for it since then, but it was out of print for a while because it was a kickstarted game and they only had a limited print run for the first edition, and they took a while to get the second edition running again. So that once they brought it out, I immediately snapped one up from a local game store, which I'll link in the video. My only issue at the moment as far as doing the a solo gameplay video or even any kind of other videos, I don't know where I've put the fucking game. I put it down somewhere. I took it to work at one point with the intent of actually trying to play it at work and read the instructions and have a go. And I took it out of my bag and I don't know where I put it, and I'm a bit worried. So I'm a bit concerned that I've put it down somewhere in the house and it's run off, or it's been picked up and put somewhere, or I've just lost it. Could be in the car actually, but the most likely thing is it's somewhere in this tip of a fucking office. Because I've lost other things as well recently that I've put in places, and I've probably boxed it somewhere. Probably up there. Yes, Darksmack, we were there 5 minutes ago. You missed it, now we're off again. What other things I'm going to do in 2017 then? I think the most significant thing is that, yes, the RPG will be finished this year. Because my hard and fast, non-negotiable ultimate deadline now is June to get the second draft handed in, so it will be out. Loop of shame. So that's hopefully going to be happening. Well, not hopefully, it better be fucking up. So yeah, as of yesterday, I am back on that project again. I've had my break, I've had my couple of weeks off, and now I'm off. I'm back and running. Now, with me being me, the first thing I've thought about doing is rewriting the history section again. How far out? That's a good question. Let's have a look. Open Galaxy map. Open Galaxy map.
Stellar cartography. There you go, approximately 8,000 light years. Jump. Jump.
Oh, jump.
Engaging jump.
System cartography.
Traffic lights up here. So that's who have arrived. That's all a bag of wank. Although the traffic lights, that's also a bag of wank. They're a bag of wank. And they're a bag of wank. Although, I want to go there because it's just colourful as shit, innit? That's just pretty. Pretty. Closed system map.
Exiting map.
Jump.
Jumping. Hello, I'm Orion.
Yeah, so what else am I going to do in 2017? RPG, as I said. Once that's put to bed, or at least possibly whilst it's in a thing, over the last few weeks, since I decided to take a bit of a break from the RPG and try and recharge my batteries creatively by getting my creative head out of the Elite universe, where it has been for the last 3 years non-stop, and the last 30 years kind of semi-regularly. I decided to reignite something I started doing literally a few weeks before the Elite Dangerous Kickstarter started, and this whole RPG ride started. Open system map.
System map.
Holy crap. Okay. Bags of wank. Bags of wank. Traffic lights again. Big suns. Bags of wank. Yeah, a different sci-fi project that I had on the burners when the Elite Dangerous thing started. I have kind of reignited and spent the last few weeks trying to get into some kind of order. Not entirely successfully, I will add, but I have also managed to put a few things alongside it that weren't there before, so that once I finish the RPG, I can go back and take a look at that again from a slightly more productive and hopefully publishable standpoint. I had set myself the goal to actually get it finished, but then I realised that, well, that's not going to happen because, one, I'm spending a lot of time being fucking ill, and I'm spending a lot of time actually looking after people as well, because obviously in the middle of all that my wife lost her job and we went through some problems, so we're trying to sort things out there as well. Jump.
Engaging jump.
So yeah, that's that. So when this RPG, when the Elite RPG is done, then I'll be looking at pushing that stuff forward as well as doing a few other creative things. I mean, I want to write the novel I've always wanted to write. There's always that, but we'll have to wait and see how much time I get to do that. I have things in my head that I need to get out of my head that have been in my head for too damn long. Oh, thanks, Eric. I'll pass that along. She does send her apologies actually, because she rather enjoyed doing the flight school stream a few months ago, but since then so many things have gone wrong for her and she just hasn't been able to get back behind this computer. Main thing being that she's got carpal tunnel syndrome, and she had surgery for it not long after we did the first stream. Open system map.
System cartography.
And that's kind of stopped her getting back on. And then since then there's been so many other different illnesses and things going wrong with her hands as well, that it's just not been possible to get anywhere near a computer. Wow, that's a lot of bags of wank. Nothing. 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 Wow. It's a lot of procedural generation for nothing. Open system map.
System map.
Or close it, whichever. That's about it for what I've got planned for this year. Just do stuff, go to whatever conventions I can go to. Jump.
Preparing for jump.
All flight school will return. It'll just be a while. I think one of the things is she finds it difficult to hold this joystick. It's the Cytec X52, and it's a big stick, and she's only got little arms. And obviously the size of the things, the size of the throttle, and the amount of force you need to use to push this throttle forward is quite considerable, and the length of travel on the main stick is very considerable as well, and it's quite sticky, surprisingly. So yeah, that proves to be a bit of a problem for her. I saw that the new Thrustmaster stick was at the Fantasticon, and it was actually a much better stick for both her and I to use, because we both suffer from tiny hand syndrome. No, she had Wolverine claws inserted. Open system map.
System map.
Good night, Fluff. Thank you for your very brief appearance. Yeah, bugger all. Thinking I might start looking at it and call it a night. I'm not going to do it right away. This isn't perfect to actually give it a rest at, but I'm not gonna. I'm going to play for another few minutes, and I think what I'll do is I'll try and find another little bit of stuff to explore. I'll try another 3 or 4 systems for something interesting to explore, and if I find one, I'll call that my last one. But see you later, Fluff. Take care. Jump.
Preparing for jump.
Yeah, flight school will return. Your ship doesn't want you anymore, Beth. That's a bright sun. Open system map.
System cartography.
Do you know what? This one might just actually do it. There's nothing interesting apart from that last planet.
Fuel scooping complete.
You know what? No, I'm not even going to bother. There's absolutely literally fuck all here. I'm off.
Fuel scoop disengaged.
Jump.
Jump.
system map.
System cartography.
Fuel scooping complete.
Oops. Nothing. Close system map.
Leaving map.
Fuel scoop disengaged.
Jump.
Jumping.
So yeah, that's pretty much a sum up. I think in my personal life, rather than my online life, some of the things I want to do this year, obviously my intent is to lose a considerable amount of weight over the next few years, so that's going to start this year. I'm under a new style of dietitian that apparently is meant to be better than the old style of dietitian, but we'll see, because I've not been filled with confidence so far. This is my drive to lose weight under my own steam rather than having my stomach cut away, which eventually seemed to be a bad idea. And I don't think I'm going to be going back on that plan. Open system map.
System map.
So we'll see how things go there. Also going to support my wife in trying to do her new jewellery business, get that off the ground and running. And hope that my son gets through his exams this year without screwing them up. And try and find wayward steps on a house, so that he can actually have the independence he so craves, without us breathing down his neck and criticising him all the time. Closed system map.
Closing map.
I'm not going beefcake route. I just want to lose weight. I don't want to bulk up. I don't want to become a muscle-bound moron. I just want to lose some weight, become a bit healthier, get fitter, jump.
Engaging jump.
Get back on my bike, start doing stuff on that again. Be a bit more active, eat healthier, because that's one thing we do have to sort of try and look at around the house is organising what we eat, because we really don't organise what we eat at all. We eat a lot of takeaway purely through convenience rather than the necessity to eat it. Because there's just so many different things that go on, and none of us know what we want to eat, and there's never anything that we can actually make. We've literally a freezer that's absolutely chock full of stuff, none of which we ever eat. We have a cupboard that's full of stuff, and don't eat any of that. So we need to be going through a lot of this stuff, finding out what we can do to make a meal with it, or actually find the relevant bits to make a meal out of, and then possibly throw away the things we don't need. We just need to get more organised the way that we do things. And I need to stop eating it at like 9 o'clock at night, because that's usually when we have tea. Open system map.
System cartography.
Bog all again. Closed system map.
Exiting map.
Yeah, it does piss me off. The amount of stuff that we actually have in the house that we could eat, and we kind of stick to sandwiches, or we stick to sausages, or something dead simple to make, and then we don't have a clue what's really in the freezer. And the biggest problem is that we don't plan, and then because we don't plan, we come to the point of tea time and say, what can we have for tea? And then everything that we have is frozen. And I don't cook things from frozen, because you're on the very high risk of food poisoning and things not cooking properly all the way through if you cook from frozen, if it's not meant to be frozen. So that's one of the biggest challenges we have, is actually trying to plan things out and say, right, what are we going to have for tea tomorrow? What are we going to have for tea for the next 2 days? And then take it out of the freezer at that point and then actually cook it at the right time. Jump.
Jumping to light speed.
We have a slow cooker. And the dietitian did point out one useful thing, and this is pretty much the only useful thing, is that why not stick stuff in the slow cooker before I go to work? But then that involves some level of organisation that I employ as well. It just means it's easy for a dietitian to say, why don't you do this, why don't you do that? But it's one of those things, and even she lampshaded this and said, well, it's difficult to walk a mile in your shoes, so I don't know what your home situation is, and I can easily sit here and judge what you do and what you say. And yeah, I've said this for years, and it's true, it absolutely stunts me. I finish work at 4 o'clock, get home sometime between 4:30 and 5, depending on whether I actually get out at 4 o'clock, and then I've got errands to run on the way home, usually shopping or bits and pieces or appointments and that kind of stuff.
Fuel scooping complete.
Open system map.
System map.
Another big row of nothing. Closed system map.
Leaving map.
And then I get back in, and then by the time I get back in, stuff happens, and never entirely positive what it is that actually happens, but suddenly I've gone from 5 o'clock to 7 o'clock and not even noticed the 2 hours pass. Quite often there's a problem where I'll come in, if I don't actually immediately go upstairs to do something, or I don't immediately go in the kitchen and do something, I'll fall asleep. Because I'll walk in the house, sit down, and then before I know it, I've fallen asleep. And it's worrying. Jump.
Engaging jump.
Yeah, so I mean, you sit in front of a dietitian, and they say, right, well, what can you do when you come back in from work? I says, well, I always have all these great ideas about what to do when I come back in from work, and then none of them happen. Why? I have no idea. Oh, well, you have to sort it out then, don't you? You have to sort it out. How do you sort out something that you don't know? The problem is that my wife sits on her own pretty much all day. Her carer comes in the morning and does stuff for a couple of hours in the morning. But then from that point, because my kids are so antisocial, she sits on her own for pretty much 8 hours of the day. So when I come in, the only thing she wants to do is sit and talk about the stuff that's gone on, stuff that's happening, how she feels about stuff, what we need to do, what she wants to do. You know, housey stuff like bills and payments and housework and stuff we need to do and various different things. You know, household life stuff. Whether it be something to do with the Wayward Stepson, or whether it do with Derry, or whether it do with anybody else, or Amy and all that other stuff. We have to deal with it, we have to talk about it, we have to deal with it and get it sorted out. So it's not as easy as just saying, right, come in from work, go to the gym for an hour, organise tea, have tea, get stuff done that needs to get done, and then blah de blah de blah. Open system map.
System cartography.
So, not entirely sure. So where all that time kind of goes. Like you say, Eric said, hey, it's 5 o'clock, what did I do all day? That's exactly my point. And things that happens at work as well. It's like I need to make appointments for stuff. I can't actually have any time away from my desk, and there's nowhere private I can go and make phone calls. So I have to actually go outside or into the car to make phone calls.
Fuel scoop disengaged.
Jump.
Engaging jump drive.
But then I keep waiting for the time to do that, and then before I know it, it's lunchtime. I think, right, I'll have my lunch, then I'll go and make the phone call. Then I have my lunch, and while I'm in the middle of doing something will actually happen. Something will kick off at work, or I'll get a question, or somebody in the team will ask me a question, then my free time disappears, and before I know it, it's 4 o'clock and it's time to go home. So 24 hours is just not long enough. We need bigger days. And the problem is that half of this time, a weekend is pretty much the time my wife actually gets me to herself for the day, so I have to spend the day with her. Now this is half the problem with how the RPG keeps getting put on the back burner on certain nights.
Fuel scoop complete.
is that household and family issues take precedence, and that's what real life is. If the RPG and writing and publishing was my job, then it wouldn't be a problem. I could get that stuff done 9 to 5, but after 5 o'clock I'm my wife's husband, and that's my prime job. So the RPG does sometimes take second fiddle, and that's how life works. But these are the things I need to try and sort out this year, especially between now and June, to try and get all this stuff, all the RPG stuff out the way and done, and then really seriously consider whether I want to keep doing this as a second hobby. Open system map.
System map.
Nothing. Bifford, I start at 7:30. I have an hour drive there, half an hour drive back because it's traffic, and finish at 4. So I'm pretty much at the same hours as you. Open the jump.
Jumping to light speed.
Right, I'm gonna have to go shortly because this thing is starting to dig into my head. Like the next system I find that's got a landable planet, I'm just going to land on it, and I'm going. This is giving me a headache. I need to try and sort this hairband thing out, make it not so harsh. Oh, interestingly, this is my thingy. This is the last waypoint. This is the last. This is the waypoint I set. Open system map.
System map.
That one. Close system map. Close system map.
Closing map.
Fuel scope disengaged.
Closest one is 2,000 light seconds away. Well, I also need to pee really badly. Another thing I would like to do on this channel, on the Twitch thing specifically, I would like to try and do more streams. I mean, I've got loads and loads of games installed, thanks to the wonder that is Steam. And I'd love to play them. And if I'm going to play them, I may as well do them online. Because that's essentially what I like doing. I like the interaction, I like the fact that people can pop in and ask questions and say hello and stuff like that. And yeah, so if I'm going to do more gaming, I'll do it online, no matter what the RPG complainants say about that concept. But obviously that is going to be something that would happen after the RPG is done, and I keep saying this, and it's one of the things I do want to get done. Is I do want to get this RPG done and finished, because it's gone on too long. It's become a chore now, and it's not even an enjoyable one anymore. interesting one. Right on the line of the disc.
Thrusters. Boosting now.
Let's see how nice I can make this this landing site. I think they'll go for the edge of the big crater. If I can park on this mountain, I'll be very impressed. Deploy landing gear.
Down and locked.
too rough. Boost.
Boost.
Oh yeah, you can't the landing gears then, can you? Raise landing gear.
Landing gear retracted.
Boost.
Thrusters full burn.
Indeed, our exactly what I'm doing. Boost.
Boosting now.
Boost.
Boosting thrusters.
Boost.
Boost activated.
Boost.
Thrusters full burn.
Engage super cruise.
Engaging cruise.
Drop. Boost.
Boosting now.
Boost.
Boosting thrusters.
Boost.
Boost activated.
deploy landing gear.
Gear down.
And there we go. That's me flying for another night. And tonight's screenshot. So, that's us done for another night, another week, another day. I hope you have enjoyed the stream. I hope you've enjoyed another Dangerous Monday. And I hope you'll join me again next week. Whee. Maybe I can stop Bifford from talking about that game again for a little while. Yeah, so thank you guys again for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the stream. A minute, get mouse working again. Stop music. Welcome to 2017. I hope you're going to enjoy it, and I'm hoping to be a little more regular on the Monday nights this year. Hopefully everything should be okay, and illnesses will be the only thing that keep me away. So yeah, back to work tomorrow. I want to go. I want to go. I just want to point out that my head is now absolutely fucking killing me. This thing is sore. Yes, next week, Arxac. Keep an eye on the notifications, keep an eye on Twitter, keep an eye on Facebook, because I always let people know if I'm going to be on or off. I always put something on Twitter, and it gets automatically posted on Facebook. So whether I'm going to be on or not, if you get a message on Facebook from me, then you know I'm going to be on. Yeah, so follow me on Twitter if you haven't already. The address will be coming up on the end stream page, and all things like that. Me too, Jeff. Me too, or Garcini, whatever you want to be called. So yeah, take care of yourself, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it, and all the best. See you next week, and happy flying. That's not what I usually say. Fly safe. That's what I usually say. Fly safe.